Welcome back to the world before Alexander the Great. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Field of Glory 2 with the Persia Rising DLC, and of course we're playing the Persia Rising campaign. For all of our maybe setbacks on some areas and some places here, realize our main army here is sitting around here very little touched, so we are doing well. Okay, but we're going to try again. I was calling the Rommel move, swinging back around the enemy deep and then coming to these guys in the rear, though we are being followed, but still. Well, before we see about attacking with close melee, does not look good. Good, there. Okay. They're gonna charge. Oh, they fell back. Okay, well. They're gonna charge down from the flank, impact, and fall back. Okay, that battle's going to be continuing. Yeah, we're not going to waste the long-range shots. Yeah, since they're such light, of course, we're just going to keep up the harassing. I really want to sort of charge them in the rear, but okay. That looks reasonably good. Remember, the goal of this game is to get enough of your enemy to rout. That really is what warfare. Oh, I forgot about these guys. I don't know that it matters. Is what it really is all about. These often computer war games that focus on, you know, killing every last one of the enemy units really is very unhistorical. Ooh, auto brake's great. So they've turned to face me. They're dispersed, they're rallied. Good, good. Means fewer units. Let's sort of flee out and around there. Okay, we will see about that now. Okay, oh, they're all breaking, routing, disrupted. Very good. Now that they're fragmented, I don't know that I quite wanted to chase them off the field, but that's okay. In case you don't know, okay, I'm thinking through some of this because, as you know, this is a lot of off the cuff. Horses are thinking beasts. They don't just do what you command them to do like a tank does. And men are that as well. Like you get somebody that you've just been doing stabby with, and now he's running away. You get, if you will, in combat, they talk about this, and I know I'm speaking to some combat veterans, sort of tunnel vision. And, it's looking down your sights, and you're shooting at that guy there, and you may be taking them down, taking one after the other down, and you just, if you were to just sort of expand back a little bit, pause for a minute, you might see the other guy popping up in your normal peripheral vision that's going to shoot you. The guy that you're not even paying attention to. He can take all the time in the world, get up there and get in and get that shot and take you out, where it would be just, again, if you're normal peripheral vision. Now, I don't want to play this up too much or anything, but I'm a bit older than maybe a lot of the viewers, including some of you in the service. I grew up in a time when combat sights were iron sights. Very much so. And red dots and laser sights were very new things. I was youngish when those were coming out. And I was and still am somewhat skeptical of some of the optics on rifles. Now, I know that, like in Iraq at one point, during the occupation periods, there was an investigation, I think, of some of the Marine Corps to see if they were shooting prisoners, because so many bodies of the enemy had being headshots kills. And so they were thinking they were executing the prisoners. Well, they went and did an investigation, and they were just shooting everybody in the head because they were like popping up in windows and whatnot. And so that was what was exposed. And that they're able to do that so effectively is because of their optics. But I'm so used to the idea of optics and scopes, again, tunnel visioning you down, that it's great. I've never thought it's a bad thing to get that scope there and get it on target. But you start losing, and even if it's like a 4-power scope or something, you start losing your peripheral vision as it tunnels down, okay? And so it's your situational awareness. Now, if you've got, depends on the squad, 9, 12, whatever, fellow, guys around you, and they're all sort of watching their, position on the clock, as it were, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever, and they're all sort of, out there, while if just a few of you are focusing on the enemy, then you're going to be all right, because they're watching, the guy popping up in the other window over, 10 feet away, just blatantly coming to, take you out. Okay, well, that's sort of what happens in battles like this. You're not necessarily paying attention to all the stuff that's going around here, so you get a unit like this that you've just attacked, and the human, and you're focusing on it, you're chasing it down. So you might chase a unit right down into like a bunch of hoplites or something, and then boom, you're done. But it's also the idea that, because we did say horses, because they are herd animals. Herds are different than packs. Even though these animals may realize that there's two different competitive things, because horses, war horses type stuff, are specifically trained to attack other horses. So they do realize that there is a fight going on here. But they like to run together. And horses are naturally a flight animal. You know, that fight or flight. Horses, because they're herd, they are a flight animal. And horses are damned fast. And so if they can run away from an enemy, that's much better than trying to fight that enemy out. So even if they do sort of see the other horse herd as a, you know, the other enemy formation as non-friendly unit, they still want to run with it. So like we saw here, and this is really good, and this is why, you know, as I've talked about, and I know a few of you are watching that are sort of Twitter friends and whatnot, or that are miniature wargamers, and I have an old history in that. I love that, but the idea that this can be done so much easier and have all these rules in, and it just figures it out, and you do that, and I go, yeah, I didn't necessarily want my horses, you know, to just chase off and lose formation or lose, you know, cohesion with everything else. But that's what would have happened, and it's very much that type of thing. Horse units are not necessarily, we're probably not going to do positive outcome there. So yeah. I think it's sort of the best, because I do respect, I don't know how good Lydian hoplites now, raw hoplites are probably not, they probably suck pretty bad. What Lydian hoplites would have been thought of versus Spartan versus Athenian versus I don't know who else, but you get my point. I don't know how good everybody would have assessed them, but still I respect them a little bit better as melee troops. Now, I was also advised about facing the enemy to shoot like this, and what is frontage and what is an angle attack. Meaning, if you're here, I think, and attacking this unit, you're going to be doing a flank attack. But if you're here and attacking, you're still doing a front attack. And the person who was talking about it was a bit more thinking that missile troops were skirmish troops, which of course they are not in this situation. So frontage does matter and is something that should be. Okay, do we come and rescue our horses? I don't know that we do. Yeah. Missile troops would not be going after Lydian hoplites in a... So I'm very much looking at just wearing them down. Yeah, they're almost assured to lose. Of course doesn't look too good. I don't think I want to give up my hill position here, but I do think we will try to disrupt there. formation. We did move these guys. Yeah, good. Well, let's face forward, gives better fire arc. Okay. Okay, let's move a little bit forward. They're routing. They break route. Okay, I knew they would at least run away at some status. Sort of hope they rally before they end up going off the edge of the board or dispersing. Because again, it's sort of number of units and how much have broken sort of matter in this game. Looks like they're trying to form up a secondary line back there. Okay, we're evading. Oh good, you've rallied. Okay. Okay, these guys here, let's at least... Okay, yeah. We'll turn and shoot. So I was getting a little more worried about them actually flanking us. Okay, there. Just, I'm afraid that if we charge, they'll flee, and I don't want to break up my formation, so we're going to shoot arrows at them. Yeah, fall back. I'm not thinking so much. Okay, yeah, turn and shoot. Over the heads of the horses. Okay, they can't quite hit that. Well, you know, let's move unit. No, let's undo that. Yeah, we're gonna turn and shoot. Hold firm, which means they needed a morale check, which is a good thing. Not sure why they can't come up, and they may be out of ammo. Even then, the melee doesn't look very promising, so we'll continue whittling them down. Okay guys, you're somewhat back in the fight now. Come forward. Okay. We might be able to go after these guys. We'll just turn. Better than having our back to them. Guess maybe that. Oh, let's see. No, they can't. Oh, no, they can flee through here. Okay, yeah, move unit. Good. Good, good, good. That's good. Uh-oh, earthquake, run away, okay. And I do think having some of my horse that I do have way in the rear here, some of these units, have kept some of these units from rallying. So we could shoot or we can attack. I think we're going to attack. They just look like we're going to break and rout them. Good. Let's see. Okay, you guys can come. No, you guys. Come here. Well, I guess we'll leave you there. May have not been the best choice. Just keep pushing them down. See, charges them. Okay, good. I don't want to come right into our castle here. We'll take them out. I just don't want to break formation with seeing all these guys potentially coming up this way. Yeah, it doesn't look like a good proposition. But does this look like a good proposition here? Actually, it does. And great. Okay, great. moved, yeah. I'm just disinclined to engage this unit in hand-to-hand with these guys potentially being able to hit somebody on the flank. Where right now, if they were to come after any of these units, I believe these guys would have just evade if we're still just shooting at the enemy. Just to give you some of my reasonings there. Okay, good. Just trying to weaken with the arrows. They're dispersed, they're routing. Okay, they auto brake and route. Very good. Disrupted, rallied, good. I know moving them up there. Okay, the enemy has lost heart. You are victorious. Okay, a Persian victory, my lord. We can claim this as a glorious victory. Okay, enemy 50% casualties. We had 7% total loss. And then, of course, we can see lots of units. Well, we don't necessarily see them here, but there's lots of units that fled. But yeah, we were pretty well victorious. Okay, after the defeat of Croesus, Croesus, that's how you pronounce it, at least how you do it in English, in 546 BC, after the defeat of Croesus, some say he was put to death by burning on a pyre. It's fire would be another, yeah, but a type of fire or whatever. Others that he was allowed to serve Cyrus as an advisor for the rest of his days. Now, I've read the second one. So no sooner had King Cyrus returned from Lydia, however, than Pacretes? I don't know. Sometimes I'm used to hearing some of these names, but I'm not used to reading them, or I'm used to reading them but not hearing them and don't necessarily connect the two up. The Lydian left in charge, sending Croesus' treasury to Persia. Now, you remember the rich as Croesus. That's, there's the saying, he's as rich as Croesus. That comes from this King Croesus and his treasury. And it's also, as I said earlier, that the Delphic oracle said, well, an empire will fall, and Croesus took it as meaning the enemies, but the oracle was being tricky. Okay, let's see. Used the money to hire large numbers of Ionian Greek mercenaries and caused an uprising in Sardis against Cyrus's satrap. Okay, the question is whether the revolt can be suppressed by force of local satraps or whether the field army should march back to the job. This will take you back. March to meet with your field army. You will not have time to replace your losses from the last battle. That's fine. I'm good with my current quality of troops. Okay, objectives: routing at least 40% of their troops and 25% more than you have lost, or routing 60% of their troops. Okay, campaign battle. Okay, well, I think we're going to leave this for the next episode. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos if you would. I do appreciate that. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And go back. I'd love to hear your comments either about this game, about the history, about my playing style, whatever it may be. You are in deployment mode, yes. Okay, so we can see about redeploying. No major obvious. Well, there is up here. You've got a... No, there is here, I guess. I don't know. Bit of hill. Don't know if we should pay attention to that or not. Now, I haven't read the book yet. It's just out, and no one's sending me free readers copies. But it's a phalanx versus legion, talking about infantry supremacy in the ancient world. And like I say, I haven't even looked in the book. But you have the very, shall we say, tight formations of the phalanx, or which is superior than the hoplite ideas, and which is sort of what I'm seeing here. Is just this versus the Legion. I've been also playing the Julius Caesar campaign, in which you sort of do the checkerboard pattern. You have one unit here, and and then this unit is deploy here. And like that, and it allows, and that's how the Romans were set up to move forward. Now the Romans did use a I don't know if it was quite a phalanx, but a pike or a long spear type formations as well early on, but they sort of fairly quickly moved into the Legion. But with the Legion, and they have better abilities to take attacks on their flank of the units, it was much more flexible. And since, well, I don't know, and I haven't read the book, and I presume it's a good analysis, I presume, don't know, we see the Roman legions won, in that part of the world becomes the Roman Empire. But I don't know if it's because of the legion organization as so much as the Romans' depth of military units, as it were. How do I put this? A lot of Greek city-states, one, they're fairly small. That's a very big factor. And two, the military was sort of a class, basically. Particularly the hoplite, which morphs into the phalanx, is very much sort of a class of persons. Where with Rome, in the fairly early Republican phase, the legions are made up of the mass of the citizenry and are trained and drilled and have to do that. So they are functionally a militia, but a fairly damn good one. And then later on, because of their sort of overall political size, they're moving into more and more of a professional army. And so they're able to have many more units, so that even if you're being defeated in this battle or that battle or this other thing, you may not, you may not lose the war because, oh, you defeated an army. Okay, well, we got another one. Oh, you defeated that one. Okay, we got another one. You defeated that one. You're not going to defeat the fourth one because each time, like here, when we had the setup is we weren't going to be able to replace losses or get rid of units and bring in fresh units that didn't have casualties. So you're constantly wearing down a city-state or even a larger group nations where the Romans are able to field more and more armies. That is an important factor. But what I was seeing here compared to the Romans is were these units of any use? Because where they are now, they can't shoot over these guys, and so for archers to and it's I don't know exactly. These are strength 1368. I really don't know if that means number of men or just some sort of other strength unit versus 600. That seems 654. That seems awfully a lot of people in those units. I do know of different times with a pike line. I'm thinking a little bit more Middle Ages or something. Have set up a pike line and then archers shooting over them quite effectively. So I don't quite, but this doesn't seem to be able to shoot unless you're have a height advantage of terrain. That's what it seems to be, and I'm not saying they're wrong, just not maybe what I would do. But I do know wargamers are very well versed in this, and so as I'm looking here, I don't think I want my skirmishers holding my flanks. I think I want a situation in which I may put these and some other infantry units to move up here somehow, and maybe another one. I don't know if they could move to here and get that height, and use the skirmishers as a skirmish line in front. Don't know. We'll see. Next episode. Again, thanks so much